2 days, I got 1 day. So you don't call me last night telling me that I have to do this today. So we didn't know it was going to be 45 minutes long. So it's a very short one. He asked me to keep it short, so it's going to be very short. But as Juno mentioned, my name is Randy Kim, and I've been coming out to Westside for about a year now, just over a year, last January. And I guess during that year, I met a lot of great people. I was able to learn a lot. But in the beginning, I didn't know anyone. I was introduced to Westside by a friend of mine. He went to North Shore campus. So we went in there in the beginning, but when I started coming here because of Westside 101, I didn't really know anyone in South campus. And so I brought a friend of mine and we started coming together. But because we didn't know anyone, we would always leave right after each service. You know, so we would come and go and come and go. And even though Pastor Paul's messages were great, you know, I was learning a lot, you know, I was relating to these messages and everything, but because, you know, we didn't know anyone, we didn't really feel like we were part of the church, right? But one day, Pastor Paul is like, Randy, I'm going to put you in this small group. And I'm thinking, what is small group? I never heard of small group. I had no idea what it was. Right? So I was like, you know what, I was open to this, and I was like, no, I want to try it out. Right? So with that said, like, if it wasn't for that small group, I would not be here tonight speaking in front of you. When I went to that small group, I had no expectation. They were going to go out for full, and I was like, okay, we'll go for lunch, and I guess that was it. But, you know, what I sort of experienced was, you know, these people in that group had so much faith, so much like this hope in God. And at that time, I didn't know God. You know, I went to church when I was young, but you know, it was just for social reasons, right? And you know, and it was just amazing to see this. You know, these people, their lives were like transformed. You know, these people went through so much, and they're living this new life. You know, they were given this like new vision, this new hope, new future, just everything. You know, just having faith in God. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. And it was so clear. You could see it in them. You know, you could see it in their hearts. You could see it in their actions. You know, like it was just amazing, right? And you know, I guess for me, you know, people could fake God's love. I mean, people can fake God's love because, you know, I've seen it many times. You know, people pretend like they're Christians, but you know, in this group, it was so genuine, and so their hearts were so genuine, so sincere. And I believe now that it only comes from having that relationship with God. Right? And these people obviously did, right? And I saw this sense of peace and joy in their lives. You know, they had this, you know, this just excitement for life, right? And I wanted that. You know, I was so lost before I came to Westside. You know, every weekend you'll be filled with, you know, drinking, parties. It was a routine thing every weekend. I was just sick of it. And I remember even before coming to Westside, I was telling my friends, one day we were just playing poker. And when we played poker, we played like overnight. Right? And I remember one day I was like, guys, we need to start doing church. And you know what, when I said that, I'm like, what is coming out of my mouth? And guys look like, my friends are like, Randy, you're drunk. You know, right? But you know what? I believe now that God was actually calling me because I was so lost, but no one knew. You know, outside I looked like a normal kid, just whatever. Normal guy. But I guess God saw my heart. You know, He knew I was seeking. I was seeking something, but He knew that. Right? So He brought me up to Westside. And now I'm just blabbing on because I kept it to like 5 minutes long, but I'm going to just finish off with this. You know, I believe now that if you want to have, if I want to show other people to have belief or faith in God, I got to have faith and belief in God myself. And if I want to share this God's love, I got to feel His love too and experience His love. And in order for me to lead other people to God, I got to also have that relationship. I got to know God. And this only comes through, Pastor Paul says, Bible studies, prayers, and QT. And, joining this Friday small group with Juno, that's what we're doing. We're trying to grow as men of God. And I remember Pastor Paul saying, if you're a Christian, you're growing until you die. Right? So no matter how, is that what he said? Something like that. But, yeah, so right now in Friday small group, that's what we're doing. To grow, know more about God, trying to have that relationship with God. And I guess now also with Sunday small group, I'm trying to give back whatever these people in my small group give me. They basically changed my life. They were simply just doing their own thing, right? But they made such a great impact. They probably don't even know, but they did. And you know what? With the Sunday small group, that's what I want to do. And I hope that you guys are at Westside for whatever reason, right? Obviously, you've been impacted or, whatever, and you're here, right? So maybe through, God's love, through your relationship with God, right? Maybe you're able to, impact others. And what we're all saying tonight, your love, your neighbors, other people who are in need. Sorry. So, yeah, so with that said, thank you for listening.